Okay, good morning, everybody. Monday, the 20th of April here at 8 o'clock UK time. And we're going to go through, as usual, three little pigs and the no indicators trading strategy in the live markets. As usual, the three little pigs, it's a free strategy available over here on the website. And the no indicators trend trading strategy is also available over here. The indicator I'm using today is the swing trading indicator for MT4 and the three little pigs. It's also available on the website over here. So into the markets, not much of a change since the report that I sent out at the weekend, but we'll go through it anyway. Basically, we're not in any trades at the moment, and the only one that the main potential for this morning was Euro GBP, and we'll get onto that in a minute. So we were just waiting for the trends to line up. So Aussie dollar, we can see here the weekly's down and the daily's up, as is the 4 hour, which we can see on the chart as well here. So basically the weekly's well below the moving average here. The daily's well above it, and the 4 hours well above it as well. So the only likely trade we're going to have here is to the downside, but there's not a great deal of news this week around. So it's going to take some time, I think, for this trade to kick in and give us a short trade. On the long side, we're weeks away from a trade on the long side. So the only potential here is the daily and the 4 hour rolling over and coming back down for us to get a signal to take a short trade. Very unlikely we'll get a long entry for some time. GBP, Euro GBP, I pointed this out in the newsletter. So we got in this morning on close of this candle here, and this high, maybe just taking some stops out. Maybe some of you are still in the trade. So basically, if you stopped out, you'll be taking the next entry to the downside. With the weekly down here, it's unlikely that we're going to see anything here on the long side for some time. So short entry this morning. If you stopped out, then obviously you'll take the next signal. We've been a bit choppy here. We've had a couple of losing trades, but this one got stopped out and this one got stopped out, obviously. So and this one. So we're just playing taking all the trades game here, and hopefully one of them is going to be successful, and we'll see a breakdown again of the euro through this level here. Euro JPY, this is where we've actually got confirmed trends. The weekly and the daily are both down, and we're waiting for an entry here. So when we get a valid sell signal on the 4 hour, we'll take the short trade here. Euro USD, similar story. Weekly's down, daily's down, and we need the 4 hour to roll over here, give us a valid signal, and we'll take that on the short side. So the main action really this week will only come from these three euro pairs. And regarding correlation, basically at 1% risk, I will take all three of these trades because the most I'll lose is 3% each time I get stopped out. So if the euro does sell off in any major kind of fashion, then my upside is much greater than my downside. So I will take all three euro trades if they kick in. Cable, it's down on the weekly. No need to look at that chart. We're all aware of that. So the daily's just up here at the moment. So highly unlikely we're going to get a long signal here. So once again, we wait for this 4 hour to roll over and the daily to also follow it. So short entries only here on cable. There is a rate MPC meetings later this week, Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember from memory. I think Wednesday. So that may affect the pound, and we might see our entry maybe on Wednesday. USD CAD, weekly's up and the daily's down, so nothing here. So the only trades we're going to be taking here most likely is on the long side. So we're just waiting for this. So very similar shape here for these dollar pairs, just that they're inverse depending on where the symbol comes. So USD CAD is the inverse of Aussie dollar, for example. So I don't expect a lot of action this week. USD Swiss, you can see this is what I was very clearly, very similar shape to USD CAD, and if we look at Aussie dollar, it's quite the inverse. So USD Swiss, so weekly's up, daily's down, and we need the daily and the 4 hour to roll over to the upside for us to get in here. USD JPY, and again, it's quite a similar pattern here. So markets correlation quite evident here on the US dollar pair. So we need this USD JPY to move up on the daily and on the weekly. I think the daily is quite some way away, so it's again unlikely that we're going to get much action this week. So should be quite a quiet trading week for us. And those of you trading gold, again, we're out of sync. So we know that the weekly's down, and we know that the daily turned up last week. Sorry, a couple of weeks ago. So just waiting here. It's quite volatile, the gold at the moment. So like no real bias here. We could get a trade either way, but it's unlikely to be this week for those of you that traded. Right, I'll just pop over and do the no indicators trading. As I say, if you read the report that I sent at the weekend, then there's not really a lot of change here. So we took a long trade here a week ago, and basically as soon as we got in, the price kind of reversed on us. So anybody not in this trade at this level can jump in here and have the stop loss up here. So it's about half the risk of the initial trade. No reason to move this stop yet. The only way is if we see this low broken now, then we'll move our stop down to here and reduce our risk a little. Euro USD, we tightened up this stop. I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago. So tightened up this stop. We lost about 25% of our initial risk here. So we're short here as well. If you're not in this trade and you know the NITS strategy, you've got the book, you know that you can get in at this level and place your initial stop up here. So much better entry than I got. Euro JPY, and here's this correlation showing again. So we can see as soon as we got in, we bounced around here a little bit. We retraced, and okay, it's not such a great entry as the other two, but you can still get a slightly better entry than the one that I got. And obviously, if we break this low here, we can move our stop down to here and reduce our risk by at least, I don't know, 50% on this trade at least. So just wait and see. I don't really expect much activity here on NITS this week either. And on that note, I wish you all a successful week, and thank you for listening.